So basically, I was just talking for like a couple of minutes, and I ain't even realize that. So anyway, what's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. I'm gonna be dropping a link shortly. Yeah, what's up, Solo? If you want to pop on, you definitely can. We'll have TYCITY on here, Jessica X. I definitely want to help TYCITY get over that 1,000 because I know he had that little race going. So like I said, you niggas are always hovering around, so you can go tell him that I'm live. He wants to pop up, you can pop up. So anyway, this is the pre-show. So this is what it is. I'm supposed to lead it off, basically setting y'all up with what is the issue, what's going to be said, what's going to be addressed. So that stuff is already said and done. Chances are Solo TV will be on there in the beginning. I probably won't. See, the thing, I like these women. I like women to get their shit out. I like them to say, you were able to say your piece. Dudes didn't just undercut you. You were allowed to speak. You're allowed to say your bullshit. Nobody interfere with it. Nobody fucks with it. Nobody objections you. You're allowed to be in your little space, which you can say what you want to say. That way, when the cross-examination comes, it is what it is. And understand something. I want you all to understand. Yes, I hold no punches when I get in that mode, but at the same time, I don't take this shit personal. I really don't. I don't come on here looking to beat up women, looking to be keyboard to act like I'm smarter than I am. I'm here to have a conversation. But at the same time, I will not allow any conversation I'm a part of, and you have seen me go back and forth with enough dudes to know this, to be just straight bullshit. I'm not going to do that. I just refuse to do that. I just refuse to do that, man. So that is what it is. We'll set it off real quick. This is TYCITY's link. So make sure y'all subscribe to him. And TYCITY didn't ask me to do this. I'm not expecting anything for doing it. It's not, it is what it is. It's just, it is what it is. That's all it is. Let me see. Where the fuck is this at? Application window, StreamYard, share. Yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can cancel. This is stupid. But so let me get it right off the bat. Let me get it right off the bat. Okay, so what's the topic? The topic, folks, is going to be, do black women have attitudes? Now, if you see my title, you all will see that, we already know they have bad attitudes. The question really is, do black women have a public image problem? And to what extent are they in their own way in solving that problem? Now, we already know they have a public image problem based on them complaining about the lack of men that they can get, regardless of color, regardless of class. They all tend to have the same problem. They can't find their perfect man, or what I like to call Yahweh or Black Jesus, perfect guy. And what you're going to see is, you're going to see a couple of things. First of all, you're going to see denial. It's almost like the 5 stages of grief. We call it the 5 stages of black female fuckery. Basically, you deny. And denial comes in a couple of ways. Either you outright deny that it's true and deny whatever facts, use anecdotal evidence to counter it, or what you do is you do it too, and we're both fucked up. That's going to be the first thing that happens. So it's going to be in a denial that black females have an attitude. Then what's going to happen is, you're going to see the why black women have an attitude. So they're going to try to segue into the why without acknowledging that they have an attitude. So it's never going to be their fault. It's always going to be somebody else's fault. It's always going to be somebody else. And I'm going to do this for about 15 minutes. It's always going to be, at first it's going to be black men and the fuckery of black men. Then it's going to be, we were raised this way. Then it's going to be white supremacy. But it's never going to be that they buy into it, that they actually reinforce the idea of the bad bitch, the idea of the sassy chick, the idea of the I'm strong and independent and I don't need no man bullshit. Women get that from them. So this is not about beating somebody up. This is about, you can't change something if you don't acknowledge it. And just because individually you may not do something, which is generally proven to be false, usually as a group, you have to acknowledge things. I don't fuck fat women. but black men as a group have that problem. So you have to be able to separate the two. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be the denial, as far as what I categorize. Then what's probably going to happen is we're going to go into a couple of different questions within the topic. And keep in mind, people are going to cycle out. Outside of you're going to have MT on there, Solo on there, Ramil, and then the three ladies. So real talk. I might not even be on there. I'm not going to be on there the whole time. I'm going to be on there jumping in and out, because then you have to have a slot for people that want to call in. And then you know how StreamYard is. So I'm not going to be the only one that has to cycle out. Somebody else is going to have to cycle out. One of them chicks are going to have to come in and out, which, to be fair, they've been sports about. We're going to have a couple of key questions. I don't know what those are, because that's up to MT to ask. But what I will say is, this is what I want to ask. Number one, as far as the first thing, I'm going to want to know, okay, if black women don't have attitudes, what the fuck are people talking about? Are they just pulling this out their ass? Number two, I want to talk about how they buy into they embrace the attitudes that they have. Because what they're going to try to go with is, well, females act bitchy towards beta males. So if they're not around beta males, they won't act bitchy. Well, then we start to then look at, okay, who and what are the men? So you're saying that your pussy determines the men that you submit to. And this is a big reason why they have the relationship problems they have. So anyway, the next thing I'm going to want to know, this is going to be directed at Nancy. This is actually something I talked about before, but I was able to fully go into it because Janae wanted to be slick with her mouth. Is this idea of black men not being able to be patriarchs. The reality of the situation is, in the context of that conversation, Nancy, who is I guess first generation or maybe immigrant, half here, half not, was basically stating that, men are not ready to lead or have a family, do all that. Black men in particular. Here's the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is, if you were here for like 6, 7, 8 years, that means you're fucking with general black men. You're not fucking with black men that are necessarily traveling, because there's only about 6% of black men that are ADOS have non-military, have passports. It's a very small number. The general average in America is 20%. So the truth is, the type of guys that are going to be traveling are going to be a very select group. It's almost like saying that I'm going to judge all black men by black men I only meet in prison. It's not just about taking anecdotal evidence. It's about taking that and then applying it in a way that's fundamentally stupid. TYCITY, by the way, is at 872 subscribers. He only needs about 138, 128 in order to get to 1,000. What is, appreciate that, Solo. That's funny. But yeah, so at the end of the day, you are basically using one group of men to talk to another. And that's like me talking to Nigerians and then saying the Igbos are exact the same as the Yorubas, just because they're all in Nigeria. That would be stupid. That would be ignorant, and vice versa. So that's one thing I'm going to want to ask and get clarified. I started to get into that, and The other thing is, it's going to come down to, it's about economics. This is the quote unquote a direct aftermath of B. Simone, which is a poor broke version of K. Michelle, and that's going to come up. And I hope that comes up, because she basically kills the colorism argument. Dudes are saying she's a basic chick and she's light skinned. She's not biracial light skinned, but she's light brown light skinned. She's light skinned to a dark skinned female. And as you can see, she's basic. And she's goofy. And I've said Tiffany Haddish looks better than her personally. Tiffany Haddish like 10 years her senior. And at the end of the day, she's struggling to get a man. She's struggling to get a man because she's writing checks that her pussy's writing check. She's writing checks her beauty can't cash. And the reason why dudes had an issue with that is not really they had an issue with her preference. Shout out to Jada Black. They had an issue. They really wanted to say, look, we know how this goes. You got the queen table talk where these chicks have basically retired and talking about their failed careers. Why, and now what we're doing is we're saying this up front is we are basically saying this is how it starts. You all declare that you're better than niggas and that you want something, and motherfuckers don't care. Just like when women talk about they're gonna get out of Blackistan or get a white man, black men don't care. And then what happens is you fail, and I don't hope you fail, but you fail. You know, there's a whole for every Sierra, for every Gabrielle Union, there's there's 100,000, you know, Shania Lathans or women that are far better looking that are out here struggling. Like I said, Tiffany Haddish looks better than Nina Simone, and Tiffany Haddish, she can get fucked, but she can't get kept. I doubt Nina Simone can get fucked by a lot of these dudes. So the point being that that's gonna come up because that's gonna have to do with the personality because she's goofy, and like BGS Igmore said, she's not a nice person. And it's gonna come into play. I know it's gonna be brought up. And when it's brought up, well, I always maintain my composure. Always. It's gonna be brought up, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be brought up because that wouldn't even be smart to bring her up unless you're gonna basically say the same basic shit that women have been saying about Nina Simone, which is dudes care about her pregnancies, dudes have 9 to 5, dudes are not making enough, which is basically code for understand something. BGS Igmore said this, and this is very true. B Simone, I keep saying Nina Simone, sorry about that. B Simone, I was saying she wants a rapper, but what she really wants is a 100 octane baller. And the truth is, you you want a 100 octane baller, you're gonna have. That's like saying you want NBA money. You want NBA money, you're gonna have NBA talent for the most part. If you want to go that way into it, and here's the thing: you can do whatever. You can try. You can try all you want, but I just don't want to hear when it doesn't work out that it's black men's fault. That is what I don't want to hear. And that is where we know this is going. So now what you start to see is that dudes, because women are so predictable, the dudes are starting to jump on this in the front of the store rather than the back. It's kind of like qualifying people, saying, no, you're not qualified to buy this product. And we know if you buy it, you're a high likelihood to want to give it back and then want to start complaining and doing chargeback. So you know what? We're going to save you some time and we're going to save me some time and we're going to part ways. Well, I mean, some people would think it's debatable. I'm curious. I don't know what Solo's doing. So, I'm about to put the link down and get some folks on here, but I'm curious. Me personally, I think she looks slightly. I think Tiffany Haddish looks slightly better, and that's borne out by the fact that Tiffany Haddish has dated Common, has dated a couple of people, and Nina Simone has yet to do so. Now, people will say, "Well, Nina Simone is brand new to the scene." No, she's not. From now to here, she played Aaliyah, I think. So she's in these circles for a minute, and that was a while ago. So don't let her off the fucking hook. Yeah. I mean, and when you. Dude, Keith, think about this. I want you to understand something. It's one thing for a woman to complain about not getting a relationship. She's not even complaining about fuck boys. She's complaining about not getting fucked. That means, dude, she's not even passing the test of the getting fucked test. Because if she was, she wouldn't be doing that. Because she would be right there. She just needs to be able to close the deal. So the reality, but here's the thing, Panther God, you say she's old as fuck, but she's been dating Common now. And Common is far more famous than any of the motherfuckers that she been trying to chase after. So that tells you a lot. Well, here's the thing about Nick Cannon. What you can't ever say about Nick Cannon is that Nick Cannon didn't put somebody on that he wasn't trying to fuck. Because Nina B. Simone is the perfect example of that. Nick Cannon runs a harem outside of Wildin' Out. And I'm not hating on him. He basically gets these chicks to like 1 million plus fucking Instagram followers, and some of them have flipped that into OnlyFans. A couple of them have. So he knows who he's dealing with. Anyway, give me 1 second. And to keep it real, man, I'm probably not even gonna be watching the first part of it if I'm not on there because I got other stuff I'm doing. So I'll be kind of having in the background and stuff like that. But this is not about beating up on Nina Simone. This is about saying what the fuck it is. Women. It's kind of like this. Does this dress make me look fat? Bullshit. And it's kind of like, well, yes, it does. The answer is to lose weight, and it's not about being an asshole. I'm short. That is what it is. You think motherfuckers hold back about telling me I'm short? And I don't get mad about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But people don't owe you feelings. Nobody owes you self-esteem. There's a difference between somebody constantly trying to attack your self-esteem and then you sitting there trying to put yourself out there on some arrogant shit. And you're right. Again, it's kind of like, I hate to be nerdy about it, but it's kind of like what Nina Simone basically did was she basically tried to put herself out there as an IPO and try to dictate to the market what the price was. And the price is going to tell you really quickly what the fuck you're worth. Remember when Facebook tried that? Facebook got brought to size really, really fucking quick because the market tells you what you're worth. And unfortunately, what women can't stand is women can't control that. Nina Simone losing weight would help her, but she's been in the game long enough. If that's what she was gonna do, she would have did it. She would have did that, and I think she thinks she can make it up in personality. But even if she lost weight, I mean, basically, what she might end up doing, and I don't know, what she might end up fucking doing is just go ahead and just getting a surgeon. Because that's what most of these chicks are doing. That's the easy thing to do. And surge it up. Which it is what it is. But that's up to her. My point is, as is, if she's what she's dealing with as is, it doesn't work. And even women know that. Women want to live vicariously through, they see her as basic. And because a lot of these chicks are basic, they think dudes are supposed to cater to her. That's why I think, was it Tony Bands checked her on that. Because for real. And at the end of the day, man, if you're dealing with a dude that's like 9 to 5, but he's 6 foot and all that, man, please, Lizzo ain't losing no fucking weight. Get the fuck out of here. Lizzo ain't gonna do no damn what's the chick? She did the Hello song. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. She ain't gonna do that. Y'all better stop. Well, I mean, understand something about the balling part. First of all, only 20% of black men, if you're dating black, only 50, like the median income for white men right now is 50,000. And that's dropping, by the way. I think it's 40 now. That's dropping. That means half make more, half make less. That's white men. Only 20% of black men make 50K or more. And most of those are in higher cost of living zones. We're not even filtering for looks. So the thing about it is, everybody, and look, I don't care who they're chasing, but the problem is they're complaining, but they're chasing the same shit. And let's be clear here, these women don't really care about money. If they can find they always have a back door for a guy that passes a second. Look, as a man, if you really care about dealing with women and that's your main mission, all you got to do is get in the gym and know how to hit it from the back. That's it. The money don't matter. It really doesn't. And Adele. And when they keep on wanting to say that's bullshit. Yeah. Well, anyway, Splash, Nina Simone was with a white man. So she kissed my ass too. Nina Simone was crying colorism while she was sucking white dick. So it ain't like I'm throwing Dr. Francis West Welsing under the bus. Let's remember that. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but. So let's So anyway, like I said before, as far as this attitude piece, let me go ahead and get my shit out here right now. First of all, we can go into depths as to why black women have attitudes and shit like that, but let's keep it all the way 100. Black women have attitudes, a lot of them because they think they're fundamentally better than black men. They buy into this white supremacist system, and this caste system tells them that black women are above black men. And they operate in kind. And the way they really see black men is they see black men as holding them back. And so they have a certain resentment towards black men because they believe they can't be accepted fully in this culture, not because of necessarily they're black, but because they're tied to their men. So they have this like built-in resentment. And the only time that's really turned off is if black a black man is they're sexually attracted to. Yeah. So I was wondering why you weren't hopping on. I was like, damn, like you motherfuckers leave me on my own. Anyway, y'all know I could go. I could go for the whole time if I need to. All right. Absolutely. So yeah. So like I was saying before, that is true. That is true. Black men are black women's biggest fans. And we out here looking fucking stupid. So anyway, it is what it is. But the point is, that's where the attitude really comes from. Also, black men, remember, I say they suffer from black male ego and black male guilt. The reason why black men tolerate that shit is because of black male guilt. You hear from the day you're born that the reason why she's fucked up is because of you, your daddy, or some man. And you sit there and you try to say I'm not like that rather than really questioning this chick, which I understand why you wouldn't because it's your mom, but rather than questioning it and say, what the fuck did you do? And some dudes never do that ever. So at the end of the day, you're walking around here with guilt. So dudes are sitting there forever trying to fix some shit that they never broke. So at the end of the day, now they're gonna say they have attitudes because they've been hurt because of this, which some of that may be true. But at the end of the day, they expected something. A lot of them are going to say, oh, well, we were lied to. We were this, we were this. Look, they know who fuck niggas are. Women, don't let women tell you, act like they don't have a fuck nigga meter. Like they don't detect her. They know what it is. They just put that aside for more shallow shit. Here's the thing. They have every right to do that. But but at the same time, you got to deal with the backlash that comes with that. That's the only thing. And that's what it always comes back to, this lack of ability to deal with what the fuck is really going on. What you did and how you are creating that same issue. This is why women will date the same nigga over and over and over, even in different dudes. They're dating the same nigga. You can look at a woman's like sexual history in 10 years and you will find like 80% of them be literally them niggas could be related. Them niggas could be alternate universe versions. I've seen that many times when you actually get an idea of what somebody's type is. And again, perfectly fine. But you have to own the shit from that. Just like a dude. If a dude likes to date thoughts and date strippers, you have to own the shit that comes with that. Paul George, Drake. You have to own that shit. That's what it is. You don't see nobody giving them passes. You don't really see nobody giving Future passes. You don't see some black men really jump on black men when it comes to child support. And look, I understand that the system's fucked up, but you don't really see black men really like going heavy because black men don't give other black men passes for that. Now I understand it, but at the same time, so this idea that black men like just blame black women, we don't hold each other accountable. Black men wouldn't try to bring the shit up that we bring up. Now, as far as the child support piece, we know the system's fucked up. And I'm all for doing whatever voting and whatever agendas is needed to resolve that system. Because one day I might have a kid and have to deal with baby mama. But at the same time, you don't hear folks acting like dudes are just unaccountable at all to the fact they fucked the bitch. That's why that stuff doesn't need to be talked about in the manosphere like that. Because that shit is heir apparent. What's up, Wayman Brown? Yeah. And you want to be real? Ask your grandfather, T3. because your grandfather is going to either even her grandfather, because that's going to be an unbiased opinion. It might be a little biased, but it's going to be kind of unbiased. What is up, Solo? How are you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Anderson? What's good? What's good? I saw you were doing the pregame show. I can't really be on for long because I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? So you know how it is, corporate America dabbling in and out of these Zoom meetings and shit. You know what I mean? But I had like 15 minutes, and I just really wanted to chop it up. And I want to make one thing clear to your audience or people in general who thought that I lost frame last time or I was, made the manosphere look bad. You guys got to understand, and I said this on my channel, I'll say it on Edward's channel, is that I was disrespected, bro. You feel me? I was disrespected to a level that I'd never been disrespected before, my G.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, Edward, you were there. You heard what she was calling me. She was calling me a gorilla.
Yeah, that's true.
Calling me ugly, saying no woman would ever want to be with me. All saying just type of a bunch of like just talking crazy. And Edward, I gotta keep it real, and I'm not trying to set it off right away, but if that woman would have talked to me like that in person, bro, niggas would have to hold me back. Now, I'm not a fan of violence. Anybody, Edward, you know me. You've seen me do YouTube channels. But there's just no way that little...
Oh, no. I mean, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would have did. I would have... She would have got some... She would have got a nice good couple of glass. No, I'm cheap. She would have got some water. She would have got some water. That's how you do that. You can't go to jail for throwing water. You just get kicked out.
So when people say... And I'm not going to lie, like... I do feel like I let the brothers down, Edward, in the sense that I didn't have my best showing. But anybody who's known me, and you've seen I've done hundreds of shows. I've interviewed all sorts of people, black women included. The way the panel was ran was chaotic. And MT, I know that was his first time doing it, and I know he's trying to make it lit. But I felt, number one, I didn't get a chance to speak like I usually do. And then every time I was speaking, this broad was speaking over me. And so it left me frustrated because then to me, it looked like a setup where, okay, you catering to the females. And every time I'm trying to speak, I'm getting cut off.
No, I understand that. Absolutely.
I got cut off at least a dozen times. I'm like, we did the playback. And so today, I know I'm hyped right now, but today I'm not even gonna like deal with Shorty. I'm just dealing with the facts. So if we're talking attitude, Edward, let's look at the facts, bro. Look at the rise of all these women talking about we don't want no 9-to-5 brother. I want a baller. B Simone, this Kelsey chick on Crew TV. The other chick from the Chicago thing talking about she want a dude that's a D-boy. Being able to give her 50 grand at a drop of a dime. I mean, these women are asinine.
Well, one thing that's interesting, and this is, you've been in the game, you've been like content creator longer than, like a lot longer than I have, is you remember when SWP was going back and forth with Chrissy, and she would always talk about dating D-boys, like she would just say it so. Like you would talk, oh yeah, I like dating, dudes with degrees, or I like dating attorney, like that's how I say it. Like I like dating, Wall Street guys. She would say D boys like you were saying that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and she said it more than like many times. Like there was zero, like thinking that was on. Like, so you like dating drug dealers, right? I mean, and SWP never called her on that. And I'm like, so I got a question. If a woman was trying to marry a dude that, let's say the dude is at the level she wants, right? Mm-hmm. 6 figures. Mm-hmm. Like, if you say you're a drug, if you say that you, in your sexual history, if a dude finds out that you dated quite a couple of drug dealers, why would they think that you're worth committing to? I that's a question I would love to ask her. Like, why would it?
You know what, Edward? These women, while we know that some of them are not the sharpest tool in the shed, these women would know better than to divulge their true sexual history to a man like that if they were smart. Matter of fact, it wouldn't help them. And we know that. We know that women lie. We know that they have dual mating strategies. These women wouldn't, they know that they could never tell the truth. And secondly, Edward, a lot of these women, let's be honest, could they procure and secure a man of that status? Like, Edward, bro, listen, I'm not here to brag or cap, but I've been around millionaires, bro. You niggas have seen me.
No, I have too.
Videos with a cat pulling up in front of a Bentley on Patreon. I'm around these guys. Women throw the panties at them like y'all dudes be going to your local candy stores and y'all can get any type of Skittles you want. It's nothing to them. A lot of these women, like the Janene, she would be a side chick to most of these dudes at best.
Well, I'll say this, and this is one thing that I'll say with sisters too. One thing that folks don't understand is take non-black dudes, like even dudes like Asian dudes, some Indian dudes, white guys, obviously. Understand that if they got money like that and they're grouped together in like circles like that, like parties and people know the people, understand that these non-black women are not saying, ill, he's Asian, go away. They're not doing that. Ill, he's Indian, go away. They're not only sisters are really doing that. But non-black women, if they identify him as a money target, they obviously have their preferences or their ideals. White man with money, black man with money, maybe not. But they're not sitting here throwing dudes away that's paid. They throw the panties at them too. And I've been in these places. I've been in these zones, as well. And a lot of people don't really understand that. So what they do is they sit here. So the reason why a lot of times sisters are the odd woman out is because they're now they're looking for specific dudes or specific sequences because their whole mindset is fucked up. But as far as speaking of how you would disrespect it, here's the thing that I observe with that going on. I observe you always find out who the fuck you dealing with when they mad. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about because you were disrespected. I'm talking about when it comes to her, it's like, okay, so when she's mad, she's liable to do anything. And that tells me about her limits. And it also depends on like who she's around. Because I promise you, she wouldn't be saying that to no, even a dusty ass white dude. She wouldn't be wilding out like that. No. I don't give a fuck what he did because she knows that them other white dudes will close rank on her ass. There'll be some simps, but if she was wilding out like that, she's not white, and she would be like known that.
And this the elephant in the room, Edward. Like we got to keep it 100 because when it comes to white dudes, all of a sudden that attitude just disappears. It just mysteriously vanishes, doesn't it, Edward? Have you noticed that?
And she'll say we don't know her, we don't know her life, and all that bullshit. That's what she'll say.
I'm saying even in general, Edward, we don't even have to point out Janene. We can just speak in general, bro, with what we've seen, even on YouTube with some of these women.
Yeah, I always say that you know how a woman feels about a group of men.
I mean, look at Karazin, for example. Every time she's around a white dude, oh my God, oh gosh. I'm like, what? But then when she addresses black men, notice how her voice switches.
Nigga, the Vegator may be on the alt-right shit, but he did brothers a service when he did what the fuck he did with her. Right. She had a video where she was crying to Yahweh. Why? What people every time that picture with Karazin was crying, that's where that's from. That video. Like that's true. Anybody got a thumbnail of Karazin like ugly girl crying, that's where that's from, that video. So she be thinking she should delete shit. And Vegator like that. See, dudes ain't assholes like that. Like I'm just gonna be an asshole and I don't even know you just cause. When he did that, like to the point where he's setting it up like that, he knew what he was gonna do before he even got on there. And that's some shit that white boys do. Here's
the thing I want to focus on the pre-show with you real quick because I got
absolutely. Yeah, you got it. Go.
Okay, here's the thing, and you mentioned this in that pre-show, but what is the solution to fix that? Because we know that stereotypes, and some people may disagree with me, but scientists deem stereotypes as empirical generalizations, right? And scientists do what they do. They do hypotheses and theories. So an empirical generalization is a generalization that they have deemed to be somewhat correct. So, and you mentioned this already, Edward. Like, for example, they will use the stereotype of strong, independent black woman, right? That benefits them. Just like we black men, when we hear about the BBC or we're Superman in the sack, that benefits us. But then the stereotype of you have an attitude, all of a sudden, then they get mad at that, then they lose their shit, and then they prove that to be the point, as was case in point and evidence in the last stream with MT, when the lady just got out of hand, start using ad hominem attacks. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, Edward, when I look at this situation, we know the stereotype is out there and we know it's to be true. But in your opinion, what is the solution to remedy that? Because right now, Shira 7 is not going to cut it. Let's keep it real, my nigga. She ain't going to
shit. Shira 7, April Mason then came off her fucking crown with that, but she never got back going. Now she's going full niggas ain't shit pretty much. So they're all falling fuck off. But anyway, as far as to answer your question, well, first of all, stereotypes is a part of human evolution. The problem that people have with stereotypes is when people use propaganda tactics in order to amplify certain stereotypes to reinforce certain caste systems. That's where people are fucking up with it. But stereotypes is a part of how humans evolved because the brain, it's how anyway, yeah, y'all get that and y'all go research that shit if y'all don't believe it. Now, to answer the question is what you're saying, what's the solution? Well, the first solution is them acknowledging that black women have a public image problem. And then the second thing is for black women to acknowledge why they have a public image problem, which is code. Which what I mean by that is saying, I asked BGS this. I said, is white supremacy more responsible for the bad black female image or black women? Who is more responsible for that? And he without hesitation said black women, because black women buy into it. The strong, independent woman is not it doesn't benefit them. They may think it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And not only that, the bad bitch, the all of that, it doesn't. And it doesn't because these women know how to put that shit down when it's necessary. Black women don't know how to put that shit down. They know. So the first solution is acknowledging what it is. Now, will they do that? Doubt it. What they're gonna do is, like I said, they're gonna deny, and then they're gonna blame. They're gonna blame somebody. They're gonna deny first, then they're gonna try to say, well, it's not my fault as to why it's like that. And
Edward, I'm really interested to see how Janae's demeanor will be today. What she's gonna do, how she's gonna come out, bro.
Well, I mean, you heard MT. MT says he's already been wilding. Look, man, I'm gonna let Ramil handle that. Ramil would throw some shit at her. She ain't gonna, how Ramil is. So I ain't even worried about that.
Yeah, Ramil. And here's the thing, like you said, and I agree with you. Ramil isn't loud, but Ramil will say some cutting shit, and them chicks are gonna be all hold up. What did this guy just say?
Ramil's about to start advertising pump and dump. I'm going to have a shot game as to how much he says pump and dump. I'm gonna have a shot game. That's another thing I need to do is start starting shot games. Pump and dump. How much Janae calls somebody a name, a colorist name, a dark skin slur. That's another shot game.
But haven't we already established that Janae doesn't like black men? I mean,
well, none of them do. The way they act like none of them. What's it called? It says she's equal opportunity. That's real talk. That's a question that needs to be asked. Are you equal opportunity? Or in fact, don't let them get away with that. Ask them. So are you open to dating black men or no? Because I date black women. You date black women. You're equal. I'm equal. I'm more date black women, but still equal opportunity. All Ramil is too. So again, you have black men on there that either are equal opportunity or do date black women, or versus women that basically are waiting for the nearest white dick to get in their mouth.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, man, I gotta bounce, but bro, yeah. I can't wait cause I'll be watching, bro. Like I said, and as soon as I'm done here with working, bro, I'll hop on, bro. Say some of the smoke for me, though. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Peace out, man. Absolutely. Right. Thanks for showing up. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing, man. Like I was telling you all, like everybody's gonna cycle in and cycle out, and that's a good thing. Like, cause I got shit I actually have to jump on and do, as well. So if I get my initial shit on, that's gonna be cool. If they get their initial shit on, that's gonna be cool. Oh, what's up, AM1? AM1 is another dude that's around these folks. I mean, AM1 is around celebrities low key because of his videographer skills. So you're not talking to niggas in their fucking basement, they don't go nowhere, don't see shit, or don't do shit. That's not who the fuck you're talking to. And what happens is women have it in their mind is that if you're not agreeing with what the fuck they say, first of all, they think they're the smartest motherfuckers in the room. That's a mistake any woman needs to stop making. Stop believing in this old school feminism shit where you got these chauvinistic white men, and as a woman, they just think you're dumb as a doornail. No, we're in feminism 3.0/4.0. It's actually in reverse, where you got a whole bunch of females that think they smarter than what they are, and then you got dudes that are moving in silence to get what the fuck they want to get. But I'm really interested in see how Ramil is going to articulate ourselves, because obviously, he's got to bring the pump and dump brand in there. They're not going to want to hear that shit. Ramil has, pictures on his Instagram that's showing, bitches licking his face. So, so now we're not going to play the game of, well, you niggas ain't getting out, niggas ain't talking to bitches. You can't play that game. It's going to be at 7:30. I'm actually leading into it right now. I'm actually, when the link comes up, I'm gonna put the link in there for you all to lead into it. I'm kind of warming y'all up. We may have some other people come through. It depends, maybe not. If y'all got any questions about, in fact, I'm about to put that Nina Simone shit back up. Yeah. And at the end of the day, and I'm not even trying to, oh, she's ugly, she's this. Look, man, here's my thing. You know what? Fuck this. I know what I'm about to do. Oh, I know what I'm about to do. Well, I know exactly what we're going to do. 1 second. What we're going to do is we're going to make some comparisons. That's what we're going to do today. Because motherfuckers be thinking people be bullshitting when I say what the fuck I say. Give me one. Yeah, Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up females that ain't, this is her competition. Females that ain't dating ballers. Females that have dated ballers. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. That's mean. That's not fair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put other Instagram comedians up there. That's what I'm going to do. So let's start. Let us begin. Let us begin with this shit. This is and I'm not even gonna put up some grandiose, impossible to catch chick that it's messed up that I'm even comparing. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm gonna do. It's not what I'm about to do. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm being mean about it. I can't even find my damn StreamYard. Okay. So we're gonna start here. Shout out to Ibis the Great. You killed her last time. I'm not out here to kill nobody. I'm out here to just have a conversation. Now, if somebody gonna be smart at it with me, I'm not gonna be no punk and just take that. I'm not gonna do that. You see, like this chick is an Instagram comedian. This is another Instagram comedian. These are not like chicks that are like, oh my God, they're just lightning rounds ahead. There's another chick. She's like, I think Afro. I don't think she got Afro Latina, but yeah. Can y'all see it? Hold on. There's another chick. You usually see them hand in hand. These are Instagram comedian females. These are type of chicks that are like, you know, what's called can pull from Wild and Out. Who else? Yeah, she said she's Afro Latina. Hold on. This is another one. You know, like again, I'm not saying that just to be mad. I'm not saying that. These are all these no, these are people, these are women that do the same shit she does. Like this one they do the same shit she does. And they're in similar circles. She just got put on. We're not even talking about the chicks that are on a While and Out. I'm not even going there because that's too hard. Because the chicks he's pulling on Wild Out, he fucking. That's not even the top tier ones. Hold on, is that her? Yeah, see, the B Simone. See what I'm saying? Like she's got 5 million. Yeah, she. Now look at this shit. Look at it. Really look at this shit. You see what I'm saying? What you seeing is her done up, and I'm telling you that some of that shit is Photoshop. Like, and I'm not even trying to break her down like that. I'm not even trying to be. I'm really not trying to be mean. I'm just, you know. Who the fuck is named Light Skin Keisha? Light skin. You see what I'm saying? This nigga. I'm trying to find these other chicks, some of the other chicks, man. Anyway, like I said, my point is proven. All right. I mean that's my point. I mean, and those are not even high tier folks. But it is what it is. Oh fuck. All right. So like I was saying, but at the end of the day, we'll see what it comes through. But like Solo TV 84 was talking about. Yeah, I sent you an email on Jessica. I see you. So anybody want to come up, y'all can definitely come up. But like I said, let's see what y'all saying in the chat. He said, "Don't overthink." I'm not trying to overthink stuff. I never overthink anything. Well, I won't say that. That's not true. That's a damn lie. But not when it comes to these chicks. Just hilarious. The reason why she blew up was because she had that picture with her kid in the tub with her. Corey Holcomb spoke on that. You know, a lot of these chicks are lucky to end up on a baller list. But yeah, man. But the point is, the shit is a lot more thorough than that. I'm trying to see what y'all got in these comments. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you can see, Solo, and I'm not gonna lie. So, like, when you really think about it, Solo was very like I'm not even gonna repeat some of the shit you call, and it's like you know you a light skinned chick, and you saying some shit like that, like for real, for real, and then you just letting that shit just fly out your fucking mouth. And John, it doesn't matter. You know, people are like, well, I'm a woman, I get emotional. No, you're a fucking adult too. So you don't get to talk about I'm a woman as some kind of, you know, wax off shit to shit you say. You know, it's like no, it ain't even that because I'm a dude, so I ain't supposed to be emotional. But it's like, you know, it's like a dude, somebody. Okay, let's say somebody disrespects you as a man. Let's say I disrespect somebody disrespects me and I knock the shit out of them. Well, guess what? It's still assault. It's still assault, right? The law, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And real talk, even if somebody call you the N-word, you can still get hit up for assault, unless you got hate crime laws. Because at the end of the day, words, no, you're an adult first, and a woman is supposed to be more logical than a boy. And when I say a boy, I'm talking about like literally somebody 12 years old, 13 years old, 14, 15, 16. I want to show y'all something real quick, just to show you like how serious this shit is. Because I ain't out here trying to just show pictures. Ben Simmons, this is one of the chicks. Because like this is something I don't talk about a lot, but it is what it is. This is one of the chicks Ben Simmons dogged the fuck out. This is one of Gonzalez twins. And Ben Simmons dogged her the fuck out. For Kendall Jenner. And what I'm telling y'all, because y'all niggas be acting like, yeah, I've been sharing your channel, TYCITY, trying to get you up. I told him you need 128 left. Come on, y'all need to get TYCITY over that 1,000. Who said who look like Paris Milan? If you say this shit look like Paris Milan, you're gonna get kicked out of this chat for saying some dumb shit like that. He dogged her the fuck out. And I mean, she was hurt. This shit was funny, man. So those are the type of folks that, you know, she dealing with. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that because it is what it is. But hey, it is what it is. Well, if you're a dude, would you say, well, what about if somebody tells you you're short? Well, the question is, how much does it cost? How much money do I need to be worth to buy my way out of that? Well, she'll never, first of all, I don't hit DMs. TYCITY, I don't do that. But anyway, she'll be like, well, she'll never desire you. Well, just because she desires you today don't mean it still ain't your turn. There is no badge you get for being desired. You think them chicks desire them Arabs? They be doing God knows what to them when they go over there. Guess who? If they got to choose between money, what they giving and what you giving, what they gonna pick? They gonna try to split the difference. A lot of you niggas, these women desire their OnlyFans accounts more than they desire you. But y'all be forgetting about that shit. Well, Kylie is supposed Yeah, I can't believe he said that shit. Paris is all right, but Paris say some crazy shit too. But Paris don't say no crazy shit like what Janae did in that like compressed period. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was on some whole nother level. And the thing about it is, I'm not trying to judge MT at all, but I would have checked her. I would have checked her. I would have because I'm gonna tell you why. Because okay, think about shout out to Ticket TV, and Ticket TV was talking about the fact that Draymond Green liked a tweet of basically a fan talking hella shit about Aisha Curry. And Draymond liked it. And this is not Draymond's first time fucking up. So as much as motherfuckers have jumped on Aisha and Stephen has basically come to save her, if this is the one time where you don't, you gonna look like a punk. And because he's clearly testing you, especially after he was one of the main reasons why fucking Kevin Durant left. So he's already in the doghouse. So the reality of the situation is, and it's the same thing there. It's kind of like, what women try to do is women try to test the brotherhood, so to speak. And what they try to do is they try to see if they can use a pussy to finesse splitting that brotherhood up. This is why you have bros before hoes. And motherfuckers try to talk about this is what that means. What that means is there's always another bitch. But are you really going to do some stupid? Is that box really worth it to be, you know what I'm saying? To be breaking shit, breaking relationships up. Nah, she's skinnier, man. The one I posted, I mean, you're more welcome to your preference, and that's cool. But the one that I posted is more built. She's skinnier. So yeah, that's what it is. And so I would have checked her. I would have said, look, man, I'm gonna tell Solo to calm down, to chill out. But at the same time, you're gonna have to let him talk. And it's not even about laying the law down. It's about really saying, look, you need to act like you got some motherfucking sense. And this is why she felt like she could like talk. Remember, MT has money. It's not cheap to live in the UK, and he's from America. And she's talking to him like she can get a nigga like that at like any time. She has 172 subscribers on YouTube. A woman can take a shit and have more subscribers than that. And I'm not trying to play nobody. I'm just trying to say it what it is. And she light skin. Like, are you serious? Somebody's doing you a favor, giving you airtime on a 30,000 point channel. And I promise you, she didn't know how many subscribers Solo had. And basically, you sitting here, rather than being a female and actually observing, you just out there. And it's like, who the fuck? Like, you talk about you was raised by a white mother. I couldn't tell. Because white women are usually passive aggressive in their bullshit. White women are usually not out there like that. What is up, Roger Report? Yeah, you should call in Roger. Call in Roger and drop that, why black women ain't good people. That's your brand too. Ramil's brand is pump and dump. Solo's brand is where the white women at. And your brand is black woman. This is why black women ain't good people. Anyway, Roger, and appreciate the $50 super chat. Roger Report writes, too many women want to be respected by men while using the I'm too stupid to understand what I'm doing wrong defense. It looks bad and shouldn't be used. The avoidance of accountability makes people say a lot of stupid things. Absolutely true. We are going to leave that up. I appreciate that $50. Allow me to re-up on my OnlyFans account for next month. Nah, but for real though, Yeah. Yeah, Jessica, I know you here. You need to bring your ass up. Don't act like you ain't got the link. Shit. Half the time, you niggas be loving to pop up when I put the link in here. But anyway, we got like another 30 minutes anyway. Talk about Paris. I mean, again, that's another thing y'all be killing me with. A lot of these, look, again, I'm not trying to remember, dudes, you have to meet dudes have to meet you as they are. Women don't have to do that. We're not like, don't get me started on the fucking filters, the angles you take in pictures. Then we're fucking talking about the bullshit that you doing once you there. Fake lashes, fake hair, fake all of that. And then these are the same women that's gonna be arrogant to tell you what the deal is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that look at Azealia Banks with DC Young Fly, and I remember that because I used to watch Wild 'N Out, and he was trying. Man, the thing about it is he was really trying. He did not want to, because he know she crazy and she liable to do anything. So, but he had to represent, but he didn't really, boy, he didn't want to do that. He really tried to do kid gloves, and I'm like, man. Yeah, it is emotional management. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, I understand that. And that's why I don't even understand why Solo is always like apologizing. First of all, you niggas need to be smarter than that. Oh, he lost frame. He lost it. Nigga, it's a difference between you learning this shit and you being this shit. It's a difference between losing quote unquote frame and righteous anger. The fuck you talking about? Talk about Solo had every right to be mad. Nigga, let me tell you something. All you niggas, if a bitch calls you a gorilla, what Solo did is the last thing y'all gonna do. And you know it. Let a bitch call you a gorilla. Nigga, all that bullshit these women have said in the manosphere, and ain't one of these bitches to call any of these niggas gorillas. The worst thing was when fucking Cynthia G said, I think most black men are low lives. That's the worst. So are you serious? Let her do that shit on, man, nigga, please. Y'all better stop acting like Solo was out of pocket for what he did. But and at the same time, real talk, all NT really had to do was basically not even check her hard, but just say, look, we're gonna act like we got some sense. We want to get passionate, that's cool, but you're gonna learn, but Solo's my man. I get it. You know how to act like a lady, because I'm starting to wonder if you are one or not. Anyway, what's up, Roger?
Oh, not much. But what you talking about right there? Because I did see a piece of that show that you was on where that actually happened at. And yeah, I mean, any person who calls a black man anything in reference to a monkey of any kind, and if he does anything less than kill her, I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? We dealt with that stuff through slavery and all that, and right after slavery. And if you call yourself black or consider yourself black or even cool with a black person to use that type of slur, I mean, anything like monkey or gorilla is a one step above nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you don't do that to a black man, period. And it's like, it's not like it's not a known thing. You don't call black people anything to do with monkeys or gorillas. You just don't do it.
And there's so many other beautiful words to cuss a motherfucker out. Bitch ass nigga, pussy ass nigga, fat motherfucker. I mean, so when you go to that, you know that this is like what Cardi B calls dark skin. You fucking roach, you toasty old bitch. You're being specific, and I can tell you because I'm specific when I go at somebody. So when I say some shit, understand I meant that shit.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, she obviously meant it, but my thing is like, if a person you picks that term to use, I just wonder how racist are you? I'm not even thinking about are you racist, are you not racist? It's just how racist are you?
He said, what degrees are we dealing with? Are we dealing with a Karen level Karen? Are we dealing with a To Kill a Mockingbird bitch? But she just goes straight lie.
When you go to that word, you know what I'm saying? I understand you wanted to call him a nigger with the ER, with a hard ER on it, but you felt like it'd have been out of place to do so. But you went right to gorilla. That's just a step above it. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. So Yeah, it's just how racist are you at this particular point in time?
That's
You know,
that's nigga's cousin. First cousin. Anyway, so Jessica, have you had the opportunity to see the video, look at it, look at the channel, any of that shit?
I browsed through it a little bit. I saw the woman. I think I know who you're talking about. She's got like short hair. She's light skinned. So I've seen that she was yeah, she's quite outspoken. I didn't see the gorilla part. So she knows what she's doing when she called him a gorilla. Yeah, you're right. It was intentional.
Yeah, so
And
shout out. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, so I was gonna say, even if it's not directly racist, she was trying to show that she thinks she's above him. That was her intentions when she did that.
Elaine, I got you. See, Elaine. All right, man. Elaine paid. Look, shout out to the super chat. He said, "Who was the first chick's IG you posted up earlier? It began with a Y." That nigga, boy, I ain't gonna say nothing. Here you go. That is service. And you know what? Real talk, she is pretty funny. Okay, and I don't find women funny. I don't. Some people say that's sexist, but I have a list of about 20 Instagram females where they're legit. You know, they legit got it, and they're not the basic American comedy bullshit. So that's actually one thing that'll probably be one thing that's fun to do. In fact, okay, hold on. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do to end it. But yeah, and here's the thing. I'm glad you came on because I want to make it very clear. I did not get you to be an antagonist or to represent the manosphere or any of that shit. I want to make that shit very clear up front. The reason why I got you is because guy's name is Skylar, MT. He is American, but he lives in the UK, economics degree. You know, so he lived there for 10 years. That's his channel that he built, all that stuff. You saw the other two videos, and then I said, okay, I said this before. I said, you know, there's other women that could come on there. Women tend to have this belief in the manosphere that they can't. It's not even about replacing them as an element of control, but they think that, like, I guess we can't go get other people or we can't diversify the opinions. So, you know, I've heard, you know, about it ain't even about growing in channels. You get on the streams anyway. So it's like one of those things that I think you can add another perspective because they don't really, these folks come from Facebook. So they're used to being told everything they say is right. You know, you had dudes over there simping, niggas talking about, I had to accept that the path to this earth was through the portal of a woman. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I think that nigga was from the UK, but Nigerian. I said, oh, okay. This and I'd say, and this wasn't everybody. So it's not a manosphere audience. You'll have some of them on there, but it's going to be a different audience. It's still mostly men, but it's going to be interesting. And I'm trying to help expand the manosphere a little bit, you know, give some outer planets. And he's one of those because he didn't build his shit in the manosphere. So there's that. So I just want to make that very clear. So whatever you say is what you say, is on you. And yeah, it's not some, oh, well, you brought her in there to represent the manosphere and she portrayed. No. I brought her in there because maybe I brought her in there to show that light-skinned chicks are replaceable because they may think that's not true. But maybe not. But anyway, yeah, so with that being said, you know, I'm not here for you to have any notions about them. Maybe you'll make friends with them. Maybe they'll tell you to cam up. Now they told me to cam up, and I told them I don't tell y'all to cam up, so y'all don't tell nobody else to cam up because they try to. And look, I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't give a fuck about camming up. I just don't feel like fucking doing it because I'm doing a lot of bullshit. Y'all have no idea what I do. But so anyway. So talk about your channel, talk about what you want to talk about in your channel, talk about some stuff that's going on because we got to like maybe another 25 more minutes and whatever questions y'all may have for me, whatever y'all want to talk about real quick, because I'm actually about to set up this thing real quick. And that's for both of y'all. We're going to go with Jessica first, then Roger, because Roger, they know who the fuck you are.
Okay, me talk about my channel?
Or at least what do you, so I've seen you have a channel. I see what you have like 500 and so 575. You know, so my question is, what are some of the things that you want to talk about on your channel? What are some of the intentions you have with it? is it just a vlog where you just, saying what the fuck you want to say when you're on these panels, or you could put anything on there? It just depends.
Okay, yeah. So obviously I'm still a small channel. I've just made it only a month ago. So I have like 650 subscribers. The intentions of my channel are just addressing the problems in modern day society, in Western culture. So things that you'd see over here in the UK, as well as in America, Canada, places in Europe, just any Western society. So I've covered a few things such as dating. I intend to go into feminism a little bit. I've gone into colorism. And so, again, just discussing societal problems and, yeah, looking
Uh-oh.
for solutions. My next stream is going to be a Black Lives Matter stream. And I'm going to be, digging into that. It should be an interesting one. And so just current hot societal topics, that's what I'd be touching on.
Okay, that's interesting. Yes, Splash. MT is doing another hangout. It's gonna be in about 25 minutes, maybe probably 15, 20 minutes late. Motherfuckers act like they got phones, but act like they don't know how to use them. And it's gonna be, do black women have an attitude? So I have a question. Do you think black women have an attitude problem?
To me,
Oh, you know what?
yeah.
Let's do this. Roger, do you think black women have an attitude problem? And we're talking specifically ADOS. And then I'll ask you from a UK standpoint. Oh, you want to cam up to say this, so you want them to reading that shit.
No. ADOS, absolutely they do. No, I'm not trying.
You
I
gotta
actually
give
hit
this
that by
somebody.
mistake. I'm actually traveling right now. So I hit that by mistake. But do they have an attitude? Absolutely. Of course they do. Anyone who doesn't know that doesn't know them.
So what do you think? Why do you think they have an attitude, and what do you think could be done? What do you think could be done to alleviate that? I'm curious.
Well, they had because they simply choose to. Black women here in America, they view black men through the eyes of white supremacy, and and I want people to notice what I'm saying. I'm not saying they view us as men view us. I'm not saying they view us how white women view us. They view us through the eyes of white supremacy. A little bit of a difference, because every white person is not a white supremacist, but they do view us through the eyes of white supremacy. So they have an attitude because, number one, they don't feel like we even deserve to talk to them, be around them. It's like we're not supposed to be in the same room with them, because they feel like there's so many levels above us, and you can tell they feel that way by the commentary that they give. Social media just simply exposes it a lot more that they have this attitude. I mean, even with their children's fathers, they feel they're so much above their children's fathers. Why do you think they talk about their children's fathers like dogs? They feel the father of these children are bums, no good, you know what I'm saying, and just absolute trash. Yet they had a baby with the man they call these guys all these different things. Yet somehow they're not trash too. But they gave that guy a baby. It literally makes no sense.
The stork gave him a baby.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
my thing is, at the end of the day, when it comes, because a lot of women they argue this stuff, and I always say, well, a woman should be married before she has a baby. At least now we know the man made some kind of commitment of some kind. Because a lot of women say, well, you don't know what's going to happen even if you get married or commitment and all that. If you didn't get married, I don't know nothing about your commitment. I don't know anything about a commitment ever took place if you didn't get married. So if you choose to have a baby with a man that you're not married to, you chose to get a baby without commitment. That was your business. I can't blame him that you decided to have a baby without a commitment. That was the end of the day. And for anybody who's going to talk bad about the men who have kids, I just can't see how the man is trash and you're not, because you literally gave a baby to a man that's trash. I understand what casual sex is. I understand there are a lot of decisions that are made before you become a single mother. First of all, you got to choose to have sex in the first place, because you can always go with abstinence if you wanted to. If you decide not to go with abstinence, they say women have over 30 forms of birth control just for them. Now, if you bypass all 30 some odd forms of birth control, you could just tell a guy to put a condom on. And if you tell a guy to put a condom on, or you're uncomfortable with that, you can just take a morning after pill. Uncomfortable taking the morning after pill, you can go get an abortion. And even though people say, well, abortion is this and abortion is that, all I know is black women get them. You see what I'm saying? I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong. I know they get them. So now you done bypass all that stuff to end up being a single mother. And if I really want to be technical, you still could give your baby away for adoption on top of all that extra stuff. So how can these men be trash and you're not trash, yet you're willing to have kids bound? Because based on how I see things, if you won't develop yourself well enough that a man that you claim is good, or a man that's about someone will give you a child, that means you're failing. You know, if no man that's respectable, that truly respects himself, that loves himself, if a man that loves himself won't give you a child, then how can you be okay as a person? You know, and when it comes down to it, this means every man you've ever come into contact with. It's not, see, with men, it's different, but every man that you've ever dealt with, that if he's a good person, he's not going to give you a child. Because he has to make that decision.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I don't really say it's a brand, but I say it because it's true and it's something our community needs to deal with. At this point in time, we just have to, as men, we have to accept that black women just aren't good people. And it's not going to change if we don't hold them accountable, because the media and everything else has always been there to buffer black men. And there's a lot of black men who try to talk to black women now, but everybody wants to talk to them in this very this way to, you know, think about their feelings and all that type of stuff, be really nice. Like there's people who will say, well, you harsh. Well, I say, well, if you say I'm harsh, has not being harsh worked? Because we haven't been harsh.
Okay, so
look what year we in. Look how many years. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, you good. I know this dude. He's setting down the manifesto. You know, like I get it. You know, so my question. So Jessica, what have you observed as far as, I'm curious as far as, because here's the thing. People always like to talk about when BGS had BGS for women. We've had women from the UK. One was 19, one was like 40. Vix, and then I forget the other person's name, but she was cool, but whatever. She was darker skinned UK woman. Anyway, she was Nigerian. Long story short, it's never I get that people say the West, but I mean technically Europe is the West. And even in the UK, I have to imagine there's slightly different dynamics in like France versus UK. So what is the dynamic? For instance, the difference between ADOS or like in America and UK is first of all, from what I'm understand, mixed women are considered slightly different than one way or the other way. That's number one. But number two is interracial dating is much more accepted as like class jumping, or it's much more accepted by both men and women. Even though the women gripe about it a little bit, they don't gripe about it like they gripe about it over here, where they will economically punish you for it, or they're liable to it. And I can see that in how a lot of these black actors that are UK born or raised, they don't really have that guard up when it comes to it. So when it comes to America, they get blindsided by it when they clearly have paid enough attention to America where they should know that that's an issue. So it tells me it's not something they really face in the UK as much. So my question to you is this: what are the dynamics between stuff like that, and what are some comparisons that you can draw with that in the United States as far as how you black women in Europe operate or black women in the UK operate versus in America?
Okay, so I'd start off by saying that as a whole, race here isn't as big of an issue. And so when we're talking about things like racism, and it does exist, however, it doesn't exist to the same extent as it does in America. And therefore, interracial dating is a lot more accepted. However, I'd say that it's a lot more accepted on the side of white people, more so than it is black people.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, at one point I actually would have said that black people were more accepting of it too. And I'd say mainly black guys and sort of women were quite accepting to it. But what you're seeing now, especially where the media is international, and so a lot of the time the voices of American women, American ADOS women, are being heard by English.
I don't mean to
Well,
cut you off, but don't tell them that. Tell them that they ain't being heard by nobody. But go ahead.
yeah, these British black women are hearing it, and so recently they're spewing the same talking points, that black men are sellouts. Black men are always, as soon as they're successful, they go and get themselves a white girl or, a Asian girl, whatever. Yeah, just the same talking points. You're seeing that more and more now. And so the climate is definitely changing in that sense. But I'd say the only group that it's mainly changing with are black British women. Everyone else still kind of thinks the same. If anything, other groups are getting even more accepting. Whereas
how are black, whether they're Caribbean, African, whatever tribe, pick your tribe, how are they handling that uptick in being called a sellout and all that shit?
Men, how are the men handling
it?
like,
are they like reacting to it, or they like what you gonna do, or they just doing it as usual?
Listen, the men in my age group are saying, I'm gonna do what's best for me. Forget what you say. I'm gonna do what I want. If I want to be with someone, I'm gonna do it. And there's nothing you can do to stop that. And if anything, I think the constant whining that you see from black women over here, it makes people want to date out even more, because you don't want to date someone who's and this is the thing, right? They do what, I think Janae is her name. They do what Janae did. So the moment that you're not pandering to them, they'd start with just ways to bring you down. So whether it's calling you a gorilla, calling you ugly, calling you blah blah blah, that's what they're going to start doing. They're going to try and emasculate you. You're not a real man. You can't handle a woman that has an opinion. You can't handle a woman that has an attitude. You're not a real man. That's the talking points that it's going to come down to. And so when you said earlier, do black women have an attitude? 100%, yeah. They do. A lot of them do have a bad attitude. A lot of them have a bad attitude.
Okay. One thing that I'm gonna really push in this conversation that goes on over there is not so much. I'm not debating water's wet. I'm just not. I mean, if you're gonna, if we're gonna, I mean, I'm not. I mean, if you're gonna, because here's the thing. What's important is, do they have that reputation? And the reason why that's important is because the reputation was based on outcomes. When you think of mixed women, you think of a certain type. When you even the difference between mixed women and light skinned women, a lot of people when they hear light skinned women, the first thing they think of is crazy. That's true. So there's not all a lot of lovely rainbows and all that, but at the same time, when you think of black women, there are certain images that you think about, and people can say, okay, well, that's the media. Well, this is the media that you buy into, that you pay for commercials, because it's the media that it's not like nobody's buying the ad revenue that these shows are. When you look at all these shows like Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, all these shows, what you find are common themes. Even fucking Tyler Perry stuff, and women are supporting that. That's not men support. It's not like a bunch of white women in skimpy little outfits that you have white men supporting, that are women can try to argue or degrading them, but the economics are behind that ad revenue, or behind that content. No, a lot of the images that are negative to black women actually support economically that content. And that's a big reason, why the content is produced. Now with black men, it's different, because with black men, ain't no black men supporting gay black men on TV. It's not a significant enough number that's doing it, but it's there. Now there's other reasons for that, because it's better to push out the LGBT agenda with a black man in America, because that's going to be more accepted, because white supremacy accepts a emasculated black man. So there's other reasons why they do that. but women actually support a lot of negative stereotypes. Like, this is why even with the slut shaming stuff like that, when you look at rappers and stuff like that, my point is, my thing to be productive is to say, hey, you all need to understand this is what you do and why you do it. And it's not even about them being with black men. It's about them understand what they do and why they do, so they have better outcomes. And these are the type of conversations, if I have it, I have with my cousins. I'm not out here to beat nobody up. I'm out here to say, look, if you're not going to acknowledge that there's an issue, then don't complain to me about an issue. Because at the end of the day, all of you all, whether you have an attitude or not, are paying penalties for what other women are doing. And I don't see y'all really checking other women for having attitudes for no reason. That B. Simone shit, black women should have came up and checked her on that by saying, you can have your preferences, but don't fucking make us look bad because you know there may be a dude that looks good, that he has a 9-to-5 job, that now he's going to hop the fence because he thinks, oh, he's not going to take me seriously, or a woman seriously, a black woman seriously, because he knows, oh, they really want a baller. So it's just my turn. So I'm going to pump and dump, as Ramil would say. But you didn't hear that. What you heard was women defending that because they want to live vicariously through her. And that's the mindset that needs to stop. But yeah. But one thing I've always, as far as the UK, I've told King Richards this like a long time ago. Everywhere is exotic to somebody somewhere. And I think the UK does too much of trying to look at what we're doing and not recognizing what they have. Because I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that, but I'm saying there's money in putting content out, things that you see all the time. Well, as an African American, a lot of African American people, they don't leave their damn county or cities. Only like 20% of Americans in general have passports, and only like, I think 6 or 4% of black men have them. Most black people don't. So black people don't get around. So even something that's simple to somebody in the UK, even taking pictures here or there, like the damn red buses or shit like that, that's exotic to people in America. And I think because that's just the water you all swimming in, you all don't think about that. So there's a lot of commentary that I think, could be done. So even if you interview like dudes from the UK or like dudes like King Richards and stuff like that, and y'all have debates, there'll be dudes people that want to come up there just to hear it from your perspective, because we don't really hear that like that. So that's one thing. I would have told that to a dude too. But hey, since you here, and you from the UK, I'm gonna say it to you. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. But let me see what the fuck did they talk. Okay, so this shit's about to start. Now I'm gonna tell you right now. If they talking first, I don't know if I'm gonna listen to this shit because I already know what this shit is. And like I said,
don't blame.
I only have so much bullshit I can handle. Okay, he's setting up now. Yo, I'm trying
I would say based on what I heard.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No. You interrupt whenever you need to, but I know you're trying to do something else. But based on what I heard, it's like I saw talking points that really didn't make too much of a difference. See, I don't view women as having that big of a problem. Black women, to me, they're the best looking group of women. We have the most diverse group of women. They look better than other women anyway. So, and they usually have better bodies than other women. So, black women are what's really holding them back other than themselves. I can't see it as society's not really doing it. Well, at least not here in America. Society does so much stuff to help black women that, my stance is, from a general aspect, they don't really have too many problems they got to worry about. So what's holding them back other than themselves? I say all the time that the main issue black men have with black women is going to come down to kids out of wedlock. It's going to come down to bad attitude, being overweight, or debt.
And niggas don't even talk about body count.
Things.
You don't never hear niggas talk about body count no more. That shit, they just let go.
We understand black women have taken on a whole
just
culture,
don't have an STD. Can you do that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a flip of a coin.
And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them have went ahead and somehow ended up with an STD. But my thing is, I get it and I understand how that happens, because we do have a group of women that love messing with dudes who have been in prison. And you know, it's always easier for a man to give somebody a disease than a woman to give somebody a disease. So when you start concentrating on men that have been in prison, who other men have had sex with, of course you know, to me it's like, of course your race are gonna go up because you dealing with the men
I
that
don't
are
mean to cut
past
you
it the
off.
easiest.
I mean to cut you off, Roger. No, I did not make Will C. I did not make him cry. I don't know who you're talking about. You might be talking about Grinch because I haven't been listening to his videos. Because I've been just in the chat while I was working. Because I'll be sitting here like working on my iMac, and like my setup is crazy. So I got a Bluetooth keyboard with my iPad in front of my iMac. Then I got my keyboard under that, which is like the slide out keyboard. Then I got an iMac right here with a camera. Then I got my HP for the camera, like looking, and then I got my TV to the left, looking crazy. Not to mention had that split between, and then I got a Chromebook. And sometimes I'll have all that shit on, and I'll literally have like three streams. That's why when people always think when I want to be everywhere, I'm everywhere. That's why, because I'll literally, and that's not even counting my phone. But anyway, no, don't spread those rumors because I don't need to hear that. Because the thing about him and me is he doesn't live that far from me, and it ain't that I'm afraid of nobody, but I'm just not trying to, you know, he lives like 20 miles away from me. Angry Man doesn't live that far away from me either. Art doesn't live that far away from me either. I'm talking about like they are literally like 20 minutes away from me. So that's between him and Grinch. Because Grinch came to North Carolina and he was looking. I'm not doing that shit, you know, not right now. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm like I said, I put Roger's thing in there. Get his subs up. You know, check out what Jessica guys say. You know, leave your comments. You know, leave what you want to leave. It is what it is. And y'all got any final thoughts before I close this out? Because you about to set it up.
My final thoughts are, you know, thank you for telling me about this. It should be an interesting conversation, and yeah, let's go over and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think that MT will be interested to have you on there because you know he know we can get the dudes on there. He knows the dudes get on there. It's a dude channel. There are some thirsty dudes over there, so you probably can get some thirsty subs because these niggas international. And hey, that's his audience, so that's not Spear represented. So it is what it is. And like I said, because I actually put for all y'all that want to get stupid, I actually put Ramil. Understand that Solo knows Ramil more than I know Ramil, and Solo knows MASTERTEACHER. I'm not acting like I'm a put together nigga. That's not what I'm saying. But you know how Ramil always talks about he wants to talk more business. This is a finance channel, a travel channel, women. So we trying to expand the manosphere a little bit, and I'm not trying to act like I'm some big wig. I'm just doing what the fuck I want to do. So I don't want to hear nobody trying to judge me, and if you do, I don't give a fuck because I don't ask for none of y'all motherfuckers to come over here. Real fucking talk. Yeah, but Pharaoh, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's between him and Grant. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. You know, I've already told y'all when it comes to C Boogie. At the end of the day, you know, Grinch is not somebody to fuck with because Grinch will go all the way. You saw that with how he dealt with he who will not be named, you know, because he's always lurking somewhere, leaving comments that I don't even see because you in my spam box, nigga. But anyway, so that's on him. You know that's on him. And I would say too, Grinch is somebody not to fuck with because he will go all the way with that shit. He will just because. And so if y'all want to play, it ain't even about being scared of nobody. If y'all want to get stupid and start shit and think y'all gonna walk shit back, that's not the dude to do it with. So he's finding that out. So that is what it is. So anyway, Roger, you got any closing thoughts other than black women are bad people? That's his thesis on his entire channel.
No, I don't say that. I don't say that. No. Actually, it's not. But I just say black women just aren't good people. Because it's levels to saying they bad is something different. Because it's levels to being bad. Not being good is a little bit. I mean, you know, they got room to grow. They got everything it takes to be great for the black community. They just refuse to do what it takes. So it's not like they're totally incapable. They have been great for the black community before. They can be great for the black community again. It's just about will they ever choose to be. And you know, my thing is it's just something that needs to be dealt with. We've had a lot of years of talking about what men aren't doing and a lot of propaganda. Because when I started researching black people to see where we're really messing up, and then I kept noticing all this stuff was leading back to them. But I never heard this when I was growing up, or just being an adult in the world and listening to all the different propaganda. You can't fix a people when you're concentrated only on one gender. And we have been, as Americans, we've been concentrated on the men, and we haven't put the women under any real examination.
I wish,
and they have fallen off.
I wish it was niggas one shit. And then I would just be saying, you know, you chicks need to go ahead, get an African, get a Caribbean, get a white man. I say it now, you know, go be great. You know, I don't care. And women don't know how to handle that because they're like, yeah, if niggas ain't shit, I ain't telling you to stay. I'm leaving Blackistan. I'll buy you a bus ticket. I'm already gone. So what you want to do?
But see,
you don't hear
the
that
point
shit.
of what I say is to actually fix. Well, see, the point of what I say though is to actually fix the community. You cannot fix the community if we don't hold the women to some type of standard.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying will fix the community too by letting them know, you know, what their real options are. If they think they could do better. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but like the link that I've been putting in there. So y'all got 3 links. Y'all got Roger's link, Jessica's link. Y'all, at least 20 of y'all go over there. 30 of y'all go over there. And then the last link is the link to the channel. So he already has the link. I'm about to pop on there. This is gonna be fun. People are gonna be cycling in, cycling out. Go ahead. Yes, give your closing thought. Mm-hmm.
No, I was say my whole purpose is we got to deal with the female at some point, and I know a lot of guys don't like to do it because they'll say something like you can argue with something like that. A lot of men are simply scared of women. That's just what it comes down to today. They're afraid of it. Even something has happened to them as a child, and they're afraid to address women. It's just words.
Yeah, because they don't want to address their mama.
And you cannot be a man and expect the community to be better if you never address the community. And my thing is, yes, we address men as a community. And I got no problem addressing men because men got to be on their square about stuff. But you have many men on their square about certain things, and men basically become too good for the women at this point. No one's gonna say it, but as a group of people, black men are basically too good for most black women, and that needs to change. We got to have some balance somewhere. Act like the non-balance as if they're lower, they're not. We got to get the women up. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, remember you all. Yeah, absolutely. And remember you all, we're gonna have a post. I don't know if you don't, I didn't tell you this, Jessica. There's a post show. I'm not gonna have it on my channel. Ramil may have it. I don't know. I definitely is gonna be on Solo's. And Solo's probably another person he'll probably be interested in talking to you. Because Solo actually will interview a female, and you being in the UK too, it'll be some interesting questions. Because he's probably tired of talking to white chicks in Minnesota. Because they got the same basic, you know, I mean, shit. They're like, you know, COVID, you know, Black Lives Matter. Because, you know, they get him fucked up, you know, because that's where he is. So, yeah. So anyway, the last link I put was Rogers and her. So y'all, know what to do. This post show is going to be funny. And like I said, I'm not going here with the intention of talking shit, but if somebody want to say some slick shit and say some stupid shit, it is what it is. So anyway, with that being said, y'all click on that link, go over there. And this is Edward signing off. Peace. Oh, everybody's links will be in the description as well. Actually, they already are. Now that I think about it, I just got to add Roger. So yeah, this is Edward signing off. Peace.
Bye.